So in this video, we're having a look at another softbox in our softbox shootout and just comparing 4 of these softboxes and seeing which ones we think are better than the others. Now we're going between 20 and 70 pounds, so there's a little bit of range in there. As you saw in the last video, we've just put together the rectangular one. This is the first of our octagon ones. And this one comes in at 21 pounds, so very cheap and affordable. First off, it starts in a very small, compact little bag. As you heard in the last video, the idea is we're going to attach it onto this. It's a Bowens fit mount, so it will fit onto this GODOX light. But what we want to do is unbox it and see how easy it is to put together. And then we'll shift the desks around and we'll come back to see how effective and powerful it is. Now, at the time of making this softbox has got 171 reviews, averaging 4.4. But ease of assembly only gets 3.3, so I reckon we're going to have fun with this one. In fact, the last review that I saw gave it a 2 for assembling, and it said it's a nightmare to assemble. So come on, shall we get into this? Okay, so again, nice little bag there. Now straight up, this sounds quite rattly and I'm thinking, is that right? But then I've just spotted that there's actually a screw on here to tighten this down. So presumably once I've got it in place, that's a bit better. Don't quite understand why they are as slack as that. Right, so this is going to be the outside. These are our rods that we're going to put through. Do just check with these rods because they've got a round tip on one end and flat the other, and the flat is what wants to go in here. And then this will be our internals. So that's going to be the inner diffuser, and then we've got this one on the outside, which again, like the last one, looks like it's just going to hook over rather than being the Velcro fitting. So any indication? So again, actually this must be a multi-purpose one because I can see some square blocks and round ones. So presumably if I were having the square or rectangular one that comes with this, that's where I'll be placing them. We're going in for these other ones. Now again, let's poke these through from the end first. Yikes. Got to get 8 of them in. Now I think we can... There's probably somebody from Neewer watching going, no, that's not how you're supposed to do it. But well, you didn't give me any instructions. So same again, there's little straps part way down here that we want to thread through. Pop it in, and this is what I mean. Normally they lock in there and there's no room to go, but this again has got, maybe that's a clue that that should be our last one. Yes, actually, look, I can poke through there. And it can take a bit of slack. Interesting. I don't know, tell me in the comments, guys, if you've used this light or you would put it together a different way. I don't know whether I'm supposed to put all these 8 in first or work around. Maybe it's not a bad idea to do them one at a time, and we might go opposites actually. So let's try. Sorry, this is not easy to see on camera, is it? So, okay, I've got an opposite there. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we've got 4 in already. That one I'm leaving because that seems to be one that we can adjust. Need to remember to go through the little straps halfway up. And then that one goes in. I reckon we're going to give this a higher rating for assembly. This doesn't seem as bad as I thought it was going to be. What have we got? 2 left. Come on. So as long as we're pushing these right in, and our last one, I don't think we needed to have done that actually. Let's put that back over. Maybe we did. Feels like you're going to snap them. We're done. That's the worst bit, is just getting those outer, that frame sorted really, getting these wires in. So as long as you make sure as you're threading it through, you go through these, tuck them in, and as we did there, then we just went side to side, and then filled in those afterwards. Now we've got to add this one in. So again, we're doubling up on what this clip does inside. Getting a bit more kind of artistic with it. Okay, so that's the internal diffuser put in there. Again, there's no center spot on this. There's no kind of extra layering in there, but doing exactly the same thing as our square rectangular one did last time. But it's £20. What are we expecting? I think this is really good value for money so far. I haven't seen what the results come out like yet. You are literally here with me unboxing it and trying it out for the first time. Now what there isn't on this, there's no sort of Velcro to clip this down like there was with the square one, but in fairness, maybe because of the angling that's pulling more, that feels pretty secure to me. Yeah, looks nice, doesn't it? I wonder what that would be like sitting up overhead. We'll test it out in a few minutes. Can I just clarify as well, I know we've got 3 Neewer lights here. No, I'm not being paid. No, I haven't had these sent to me. It's just what came up in the list as being the most popular ones. So let's attach this over here. Again, I would just open this out so that you can grab a hold of that bracket. We've got these 3 slots that need to go in, and then we've got a catch over the back of here. That just goes in and twists around to the right. Just double check that that is in. Now I'm kind of regretting, oh wow, there it is. I was going to say I'm regretting not tightening this screw up first of all, but there it is. So with that as tight as I can get it, it is still pretty flexy on there. So that seems a lovely compact little softbox. That's way better for my customers. This will fit into a smaller office space. The question really is, how effective is it? And that's what we're going to look at right now. So should we have a look what it's doing? At the minute, this is just a little bit of light coming through from these Viltrox ones. Yay, there it is. Now we've got this pretty much in the same position. It feels smaller for it not being that rectangular shape. Not quite sure. I'm interested in our final video when we put all these side by side to see how this compares. But it's doing what it's meant to do. It's giving me a nice soft light here. Might actually bring that down a little bit. So I'm working Owen here, bless him. He's earning his keep today. There you go. That's just that's probably actually a bit better. That is nice and tight in. It feels it's just out of view, as you can see from the other camera there. What do we think if we turn off these other lights? So that is purely this light coming through. Look at that, super moody. It's not going to be the style that most of us want, but I just want to see what this is capable of doing. Standalone as it is like that, or we can complement it, fill it in a bit with some other lighting here, and it still gives a nice strong key light there. Now let's bring it round behind the camera. This is probably more typically where we're going to use it. And let's see how well it performs to sit just behind the camera here. So now Owen's just taken that round to the back of the camera. Again, I've got no other lighting on here. That's a really nice look actually, isn't it? Again, kind of comparing, it is picking up some shadowing in here on my glasses, understandably so. But having this one concentrated light coming from in front, I think is a nice look actually. Now, if we can take this up a bit higher, the beauty with this light, remember I said in that first video, the thing we're trying to do here is the light that I had originally is really big and bulky. And while it can really wrap around me, it limits the kind of space that you can be working with it in. So now Owen's gone up higher. Let's just tilt that down a little bit. So instead of it sitting more behind the camera, we've just now gone a bit higher. And again, a nice look. Let's turn that backlight off. Was already off. Yeah, you could do something with this, couldn't you? We could actually just turn on, if I wanted to just turn the beauty with these Viltrox lights that I've mentioned, I can turn them off individually. So now there's nothing coming from in front other than this softbox, but I do have a light behind me that's just pointing to that back wall, and we could do things with that and concentrate that light more if we wanted, or create a bit of a halo behind us. But again, I think for £20, this is a good little softbox, and it complements well this GODOX light. So that's as much as we can do really in this one. It didn't get great praise on putting it together. It did take a bit of setting it up, but in fairness, putting it in wasn't bad at all. Once it's in, realistically, it's small enough that we're not going to be taking this up and down if it's in a home studio space. I think it's nice. It will fit well into a smaller room like this, and it does give you that option of having a softer, more dramatic look if you want it. You could actually have a couple of these lights, and it will give a much softer light than those LED panels have been doing. Come on, I'll see you in the next video, and then at the end we'll bring all these together and see what difference we can see, if any, between these softboxes.